Hello? Hello? How is everyone doing today? Hope everyone's doing very well. So today we're gonna be reading some cozy yokai stories. Hello! Eden, thank you so much for sticking with us for a whole entire year. My mind is blown. And I'm just so thankful to have you around. Oh, and also thank you, honey, for the hydrate. I already did that. But yes, we're going to be reading about yokai on one of my favorite websites called yokai.com. Oh wait, I don't think you can see that. I was dragging around the title. It like turns into a picture, so I was dragging it, but I don't think it shows up. Oh well. But what I like to do is I'll just click on random and just see where it takes us. I hope everyone is having a lovely spooky month so far. Oh wow, this one, I feel like I've read this one before. It just looks and sounds so familiar. Oh wait, maybe it was this one. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this one looks so freaking cute. Look at this. Look at that face. It's adorable. I love all yokai, but the cute ones are my favorite. Alright. Since we landed on this one first, we shall read about Takanyudo. He needs some he needs some milk, that's all I'm gonna say. Okay. Alright. So Takanyudo translates to tall priest, which is quite true. Very tall, but it has some alternate names. It's frequently confused with Mikoshi Myudo, which is this one. If it'll load, is this one. Very long neck, but it's not that one. It's just tall, no long neck. The habitat would be alleys, roads, mountains. It's native to Shikoku in the Kinki region. The diet is omnivorous. Appearance. The Takanyudo is a close relative of the Mikoshi Myudo. Because of the similarity in regional names and appearance, Takanyudo and Mikoshi Myudo are often confused with one another. Takanyudo are usually encountered in alleyways, suddenly appearing before unsuspecting humans. Like the Mikoshi Myudo, they increase their height at the same speed as their victims gaze. That's scary. At least it keeps a balanced diet. True. It gets those veggies in there as well. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of the Takanyudo. Interactions. Takanyudo can be defeated in a similar manner as the Mikoshi Myudo by demonstrating courage in the face of death.
showing no fear, and refusing to raise your head and denying them the chance to grow. Some say they can also be outsmarted by carrying a ruler or other measuring utensil and attempting to calculate their height before it can react. And the confused giant usually leaves in disgust and will not bother the same person again. How dare you try to figure out my height? Ugh, it's so disgusting. That is hilarious. They don't want their height to be known. They don't like that. Takanudo are generally less violent than other giants. They are content with simply scaring its victims instead of ripping their throats out or crushing them with trees. Its true form is often a tanuki, kitsune, or kawaso. What? What the heck? Their true form isn't even this? That's crazy. Whoa. I like that. That's pretty cool. They just want to scare people for real. They're chill. They're pretty chill. I guess I wouldn't mind seeing one. I don't know. You guess it's very sensitive. I guess so, huh? What the heck? They don't want their feelings to get hurt, so they'd rather pretend like they're disgusted with, with the person measuring their height. Okay, I really want to read about this one. This one is so cute. Iwana Bozu. Iwana? I think Iwana. Yeah. Oh, bless you. It might be pretty spooky to see it just keep growing though. Yeah. If you give it the chance to do that, it does sound very scary. It's okay, you don't have to say sorry. It's just a sneeze. Like, this thing is so derpy, I love it. It looks like one eye is just slowly falling off of its face. Okay. So, Iwana Bozu translates to Char Priest. Char. What does it mean by char? Like burn? I don't know. Habitat is mountain streams, and diet is carnivorous. So that means it eats meat. That sounds scary compared to the cute image. Yeah. Indeed, it does. It's quite deceiving with its appearance. They are enormous, Iwana. What is a char? It's a char, but I guess it's just a type of fish. Oh, yeah, it literally, the next line literally says it's a kind of river fish. That has turned into yokai. Well, they're kind of like mermaids, but not. They're like opposites. You thought it meant like burned? I did too. I thought it was gonna have like fire ability. Like it's a aquatic life form, but it can use fire. That would be interesting. But I guess it's just a big fish. That's a big fish. They walk upright on two legs like humans, and dressed in Buddhist priest robes. They are found by mountain streams where people fish for iwana and other river fish.
Behavior. You wanna live in rivers and streams high up in the mountains. Iwana, which survive for many years and grow to an enormous size, become Iwana Bosu. They learn to transform into human shape, leave their rivers, and even speak.
I wonder what their voices would sound like, because sure they can transform into human shape, but does that also copy like the vocal cord structure? I wonder if when they speak it sounds weird, like Uncanny Valley, so you can tell it's not a real human. Interactions. Iwana Bozu appear out of nowhere and ask people who are fishing to stop and go home. They usually approach people catching more fish than they need to survive, rather than those who are just feeding their families. That's fair. That's fair. It must sound strange at least a bit, right? I imagine so, yes. In particular, they target those who use extreme measures of fishing, such as poisoning the river with Japanese pepper, which causes fish to float to surface and make them easy to catch. They lecture about refraining from needless killing and taking life only when it is necessary to survive, and so on. Because they dress and speak in a manner that resembles a Buddhist priest, they are usually not immediately recognized as yokai. It is only until later, after departing, that something seems off or strange, and you realize that the person you thought was a priest was in fact
a yokai.
That's very cool. I like that so far. It sounds like it's a good yokai, and it's just protecting the fish from unnecessary death, which is cool. I like that. I bet they would also go after the people who use electricity to fish. Yeah, because why would anyone need to, fish for that many fish? Unless they're trying to make like a profit, I guess. But I don't know. It makes sense that this yokai wants to protect as many fish as it can. Makes sense, because they're pretty much fish guardians. Yeah, I like it. I think it's pretty cool. Origin. Iwana Bosu stories can be found in all parts of Japan. In some areas, other fish species, such as yamame and unagi, are also said to transform into people and admonish humans against cruel and excessive fishing. These stories vary in several details, but all follow a similar narrative pattern. Common to all of them is the ending, in which the fish is killed and cut open, the contents of its stomach revealing its yokai nature. Legends. Long ago in Gifu, several young men were fishing by a stream. They were using poison techniques to catch a large quantity of fish. While they took a break for lunch, a Buddhist priest with a shiny bald head I love that description suddenly appeared out of nowhere and approached the group. The priest asked the young men if they were fishing with poison. The young men replied that yes, they were using poison. The priest asked them to stop fishing in that manner. It was a bad way to fish. It was cruel and caused excess death, which is a sin. The young men protested that they had their own livelihoods to think of, but the priest persisted. and admonished them not to take unnecessary life. Eventually, out of politeness, they agreed to stop fishing with poison. The priest seemed satisfied, and the young men offered him some dango to eat. The priest gratefully accepted the food and then left. After they finished lunch, the men went back to fishing. Despite what they had told the priest, they had no intention to stop using poison. Suddenly, the largest fish they had ever seen, over 180 centimeters in length, appeared in the river. They threw more and more poison into the river and were able to catch the giant fish. Gleefully, the young men returned to their village, laden with a huge catch. They decided to make a feast of the giant fish. As they prepared the fish, they cut open its stomach and out tumbled the dango that they had given to the priest. The young men were so frightened that not one of them was willing to eat the fish. Oh no. 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 They got my man Iwana Bozu. No. Oh man. That's really sad. That's super sad, but my headcanon is that it was all a trick. It was all a trick to traumatize the boys, to make them not fish that way anymore. I don't know. So in my head, he's still alive. He's alive and thriving. The poor little guy just wanted him to be nice. I know. Man. What the heck? I can't stop looking at it. It's so cute. But yeah, I say, Iwana is alive and safe. Who's next? Ooh. I love this artwork. Very cool. A foodie? Foodie? Oh. It translates to Wind's Tanuki. But it looks like a cat. Oh, thank you for the hydrate reminder, honey. It does have alternate names, such as Fuseiju, Fubo, and Heiko. It inhabits mountains and cliffs, and its diet is omnivorous, feeds primarily on spiders and insects. Incense? Oh, well, it's a wind tanuki. I guess that does make a bit of sense, huh? Okay. Appearance? Furi are wild beasts from the mountains of China. They are about the size of a tanuki or a river otter, and their shapes resemble a monkey. They have red eyes, short tails, black fur with a leopard-like pattern, and blue-greenish manes, which run from nose to tail. I noticed this is the first time you're getting a watch streak here. Looks like they must have just enabled it. Oh, wait, that's so cool. Yay. I know I've seen it before in a few channels that I watch, and I know it wasn't everyone having it. So I guess everyone has it now. I love that. Yay. I love the extra channel points. It's very nice. The foodie behavior is that they are nocturnal and spend the daylight hours sleeping. At night, they leap from tree to tree or cliff face to cliff face with soaring jumps. They can move as quickly as the wind and resemble flying birds when they leap. They can clear the distance between two mountains in a single leap. Whoa. A wild sock appears. Don't tell me that's literally like a sock you put on your foot, because that would be crazy. Foodie's diet consists of spiders and the fragrant wood from incense trees. How? Oh, it's just a blue ninja looking thing. A karate ninja. I mean, a karate blue person thing. Why does it look like that? You lost your sock the other day. Oh no. I lose my socks all the time. I think the sock fairy takes them from us. I hope you find it though. I hope the sock fairy will return it to you. Oh, however, they have also been observed hunting. They use a special kind of grass, the species is unknown, and climb to the top of a tree. They hold the grass out in their hands to try to attract a bird. When a bird comes for the grass, the foodie is able to catch and eat the bird. Interactions. Foodie are extremely fast, but Chinese records say that it's possible to capture one with a well-placed net. A captured foodie will act embarrassed, lowering its head and looking up with big, pitiful eyes in an attempt to convince a person to release it. They are very fragile and die immediately if they are struck. However, if you try to slice them up with a sword or knife, the blade will not cut through their skin. If you try to roast them with fire, their bodies will not burn. They have the amazing ability to revive from death merely if wind blows into their open mouths. However, they cannot revive if their skull has been broken, or if their nose is stuffed with leaves of a Japanese brush? Like a bush? I don't know. Oh, it's a wetland shrub. Origin. Foodie appear in various Chinese atlases of herbology and medicine. These were referenced by Japanese authors during the Edo period, causing foodie to be incorporated into Japanese folklore. The original description of the foodie is most likely based on the coluco, a gliding mammal native to Southeast Asia. There are no coluco in Japan, which is likely why Japanese folklorists describe them as a subspecies of tanuki. Excuse me. I like it. I like the foodie. It's pretty cute. And it doesn't seem dangerous. It's just like any animal surviving in nature. It's pretty chill. Oh, what? What is this? What? Wait. Eden? What the heck? Thank you. I appreciate you. Wow. I think that's my first ever Ko-Fi donation. What the heck? I honestly forgot all about it. But thank you. Thank you so much. Aiden is the coolest viewer of all time. Oh, celebrating 1 year visiting the Aurora Cafe. You're so sweet. Thank you. It did, it did. Thank you. Oh, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. I'm just so thankful. I appreciate you. Would you like a free ASMR trigger for this? This kind gesture. Bam, pick one. Or two. Ooh, this one looks cool. This one looks very cool. Wooden frogs? Okay. Yes, that's one of my favorites. Let me grab them out of my drawer. I have a whole ASMR drawer dedicated to all of the things that I have. Oh, where's the little baby frog? There it is. The baby frog was hiding. Okay. Let's start with the biggest, and we'll make our way down to the baby. Okay, and now medium frog. And last but not least, baby frog. Okay. Again, thank you so much, Aiden, for the donation. I really, really, really appreciate you so much. And I hope that you enjoyed the wooden frogs. The baby frog. That one's my favorite. The little one is so cute. Yeah, no problem. Wooden frogs are really cozy. They are definitely one of my favorites. Okie dokie. I think we're gonna read about Hengonko. Hengonko. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I'm gonna call it Hengonko. Or maybe it's Hangonko. Hangonko. I don't know. It translates to spirit calling incense. The appearance. Hengonko is a legendary incense from ancient China which has the power to bring forth the spirits of the dead before those who burn it. Those who burn the incense will see the spirits of the dead within the smoke. Wow. Origin. Hengonko is made from the Hengonju, a magical tree with leaves and flowers that resemble those of a maple or Japanese oak. Its smell can be picked up from over 100 ri away. What's ri? Maybe it's like miles? Or maybe feet? To make hengonko, you steam the hengonju's roots until the sap comes out. Then you knead the sap to make the incense. Even a small piece of this resin is strong enough to recall the spirits of those who died from sickness or disease. But
there is a catch.
Hengonko only returns the spirit for a short time, and they only exist within the smoke of the burning incense. Legends. The incense was famously used by Emperor Wu of the Han Dynasty in China. After his beloved concubine Li Furen passed away, the emperor fell into deep depression. A Taoist sorcerer, in an attempt to ease the emperor's grief, provided him with a bit of hengonko so that he might see Lady Li one more time. Hengonko was a popular subject in Japanese literature as well. Aluka, thank you so much for the daily treat. How was your day? Hope you're doing well. Oh, and thank you for the posture check as well. I needed that very badly. Alright, that's better. Thank you. But yeah, how are you? We are currently reading about yokai because it is spooky month. Spooky, spooky. Ooh, a wild Dedenne appears. That one's so cute. I love all the cute Pokemon. Okay. Hangonko was a popular subject in Japanese literature as well. It appears in a number of Edo period works, from ghost story books to theater, kabuki, rakugo, and bunraku. The Japanese versions star different characters connected to famous Japanese figures. For example, in one story, a man is overcome with grief at the death of his beloved prostitute, and a hokan, a male geisha, recommends he try summoning her using a secret incense handed down by the Onmyoji Abe no Seimei. All of the variations of the story share the same moral. After the person uses the incense to meet their lover's spirit, it only leaves them sadder and more grieved than they were before. Hangonko doesn't alleviate their loneliness, it makes it worse. The story is an allegory. Smoke can be a symbol of delusion, such as attachment to the material world, or the inability to let go of a loved one after death. In Buddhism, this delusion is the ultimate cause of all suffering. The smoke of this incense prevents people from properly letting go of their loved ones and moving on. They're stuck in the past, in a delusion, and will be forever miserable until they learn to let go. Oh, I didn't think this one would have such a sad twist to it. But it makes sense. It does make sense. Definitely, you gotta let go and move on and heal. Redirect those emotions. But yeah, this one's sad. Sad, sad. Okay, who is up next? First the fish, now this. I know, right? Today is a sad yokai night for some reason. Oh my gosh, the new way. I read this one before. It's a combination of many different animals. It's like a monkey, a tiger, a lizard. I think it's supposed to be a combination of 5. Okay, let's see. Nue translation. There is no translation. It's written with a character connoting night and bird. Oh, right. I guess it's flying because it's part bird. I don't know. Habitat is unknown. It's only seen in the sky, accompanied by black clouds. Diet is also unknown. Appearance. The Nue is one of the oldest yokai recorded, having its first appearance in the Kojiki, which is 712 CE, an account of the early histories of Japan. It also appears in the Heian period encyclopedia Wamyo Ryujusho, and again in the Heiki Monogatari, a record of one of Japan's bloodiest civil wars and most tragic family clans. It has the head of a monkey, the body of a tanuki, the tail of a snake, and the limbs of a tiger. So that's 4. Okay, that's 4. In ancient times, it was thought to be a kind of nocturnal bird. Its call is supposed to sound like that of a white's thrush, and thus its name is written with a kanji that contains the meanings night and bird. Behavior. Little is known about the Nue's natural habitat and lifestyle. While sightings throughout history have been rare, Nue are considered to be pretty evil monsters. The few times that humans and Nue have crossed paths, the results have been disastrous. Excuse me. Legends. One famous Nue attack occurred in the summer of 1153 in Kyoto. Emperor Konoe began to have nightmares every night and grew very ill. Neither medicine nor prayers had any effect on his illness. and the source was attributed to some kind of evil spirit which was visiting the palace every night, early in the morning. These events climaxed some days later in a storm which appeared over the imperial palace around 2 a.m. Lightning struck the roof, setting it on fire. The emperor summoned the legendary samurai Minamoto no Yorimasa to deal with the evil spirit. Yorimasa brought his trusted companion Ino Hayata and his legendary bow, which he received from Minamoto no Yorimitsu, to hunt the beast. During the night, a strange wind came over them, followed by a black cloud. Yorimasa fired his arrow into the clouds above the palace, and out from the sky came a horrible scream. As Inoue dropped to the earth, Ino Hayata leaped upon the body, dealing it a finishing blow. The emperor immediately recovered from his illness and rewarded the heroes with the legendary katana Shishio for their service. This event has been immortalized in numerous paintings and ukiyo-e prints. After the Nue was slain, the inhabitants of Kyoto were afraid of a retaliatory curse for killing the beast, so they loaded its body in a ship and sent it down the Kamo River. The boat with the Nue's body eventually washed up on the shore near the village of Ashiya in Hyogo Prefecture. The good citizens of Ashiya removed the Nue's body, built it a burial mound, and gave it a proper funeral. You can still visit the mound, known as Nuezuka, today. Cool. That's pretty cool. I guess just the mere presence of the Nue caused the emperor to have nightmares and cause his health to decline. That's very interesting. So I guess the Nue is definitely evil. Definitely. So, I mean, I guess I'm on the people side this time. This one's also in Persona. Ooh, cool. Is it also called Nue? I like this one. This one's pretty cool. I like that you can visit the mound where it was buried. That was very, very cool. Random. It does sound like a crazy beast though. Yes, it does. Oh my goodness. What is this? What are these little guys? Who are these little dudes? They're so cute. I like the one with 6 limbs. Oh. I remember reading this before. So, these are called gyochu. Can your crunching be heard? I can't hear. I cannot hear it. Gyochu. 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 It translates to intestinal worm. Basically pinworm. Oh no. It inhabits the yeah. too. What the heck? I'm dead. Aiden said yes. I heard one. Oh, I heard another. Appearance. Gyochu are infectious yokai with 6 arms and long red tongues. They are extremely fond of chatting and gossiping. They live and reproduce in the reproductive organs, making them a sexually transmitted yokai. What? What? Sexually transmitted yokai? Oh, that's crazy. Gyochu reproduce in the reproductive organs on Koshin night, a holy night which occurs every 60 days in the esoteric Koshin religion. Gyochu leave their hosts on these nights and visit Enma Dao, the king of hell and judge of the damned. They tattle on their hosts, telling all of their dreams, desires, and sins to Enma, who will inflict his divine wrath on them accordingly. Well, you thought you heard your own crunch on stream. It was Sissy eating. Sissy's over here eating. Monkey Pride! Thank you for the 7 months. Hola! How are you doing? How was your day? But yeah, I also heard, I heard Sissy over here through my headphones, just crunching up a storm, for real. So, we're reading about yokai. Currently, we're reading about these little guys called Gyochu. It was long and then had a headache when you got home. Oh no! Better now. Good, good, good. Did you just need to rest? Take a nap? Eat something? Usually that helps my headaches go away. Bikini bottom. I pledge my heart to you. I don't have a cool audio like that. I just have the Minecraft cat meowing. As faithful, as deep, as true, as bikini, as blue. God damn it, I messed it up. As faithful, as deep, as true, as blue. Bikini bottom, we love you. Wow, a true and blue. Yes. Yes, indeed. Well, the day is over. It is nighttime, and it is time of the night. I don't know. Time of relaxation. That's what I mean to say. So these where did it go? Cal dropped something. And Sissy is trying to eat the something. He found it! He found it! Sissy did not eat it. Slow bro! Slow bro! I'll try my luck on that one. Alright. But yeah, these Gyochu are literally sexually transmitted yokai. What the freak? And so every 60 days they report back to the king of hell and report they tattle. Yes, an STY. And they tattle on the hosts, telling all of their dreams, desires, and sins to Enma, who will inflict his divine wrath on them accordingly. I had never considered that even existed. I know, right? What the heck? That is so silly. But, I mean, it's interesting to call a parasite a yokai. I just imagine, like, before medicine, before, like, any real science, everything is just a yokai. Like, everything is demons. Like, oh, you have a sore throat? It must be the sore throat yokai eating away at your throat. I don't know. I don't know. I just think it's funny to imagine that. Excuse me. Interactions. There is no treatment for a Gyochu infection. The only way to keep safe from this infection is to avoid any chance of contracting an infection by abstaining from sex on Koshin night. Traditionally, Koshin night is reserved for praying. Believers gather together and refrain from sleeping the whole night. So, faithful practitioners should have no problem avoiding contracting Gyochu. People who do devil's tango on these holy nights are committing a grave sacrilege, which the Gyochu will report to King Enma. During the feudal era, terrible diseases, leprosy for example, were believed to be divine punishments for those who disrespect the gods. Today, the name Gyochu refers to the pinworm. It's just pinworms, bro. That's crazy. I just love how silly. They're so silly. Oh, that red thing is its tongue. What the heck? That's silly. Makes sense, I suppose, if you had no clue about science. Yeah, I totally get it. There is no science in Ba Sing Se. Exactly. No science, just yokais. They're definitely silly creatures. Yes! Oh. Oh wow. Okay. I read ahead. I think it's literally just stone. Okay, maybe I didn't read ahead. Maybe I read one word and I was like, oh, it's probably just a statue. I don't think it's a statue. I think it's just spooky. Okay. We don't have to look at it, because it is a little bit scary looking. But its name is Hitobashira.
Hitobashira. Hitobashira.
Translates to human pillar. Habitat found in bridges, castles, dams, and other large constructions. Appearance. Hitobashira refers to the gruesome practice of burying a living human being in the foundations of important buildings. This sounds like the walls in Attack on Titan that has the titans inside it. But yeah, this is insane. Why would they do this? It was a common practice during the large construction projects from ancient times through the 16th century. However, there is evidence that hitobashira were still being used in some construction projects during the 20th century? 20th? Like... what? Oh my goodness. Why? Reminds you of El Chapo? Wait, what is El Chapo? I must Google this very quickly. I require the knowledge of El Chapo. Former Mexican drug lord? What? Is this one of the things he did to people? Or did this happen to him? Oh my gosh. Pretty sure he did that, yeah? Whoa. That's scary. That is so scary. Holy moly. Yeah. I I was just reading about that a little bit. Crazy. Nip! Hi, 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 hi. How are you? How was your day? I hope you're doing well. It's so good to see you. Guess what? Cal and I are visiting the weekend before Thanksgiving. So exciting! I hope I'll get to see you. Mother, I threw up in the cat cage. Oh no. Oh no, oh no. Are you okay? First and foremost, are you alright? It tasted like Rengar's donuts. Oh my goodness. Did you have too many? Did you have too many donuts? Never buying donuts from Rengar again. Shaking my head. No, he worked very hard on those. He worked all day, all night. Sissy's gonna fire his brother. That is crazy. That is insane. He can't fire his brother. They co-own the business. It's nice to see the Yoki again. Yes, yes, yes. Perfect time too, because it's spooky month. Also, did you hear that we are visiting next month? Oh, but we're currently reading about this one. It's super scary looking. I'm visiting you. Well, I'm visiting my family, but yeah. Yeah, sweet. And I was saying I hope that we get to see you as well. Mm-hmm. Where was I? Oh, yes, this is where I was. I will, yay! Good, 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 good. We should go see a scary movie or something. I think a scary movie is a great idea. Alright, so behavior of the Hitobashira. This form of sacrifice was used as a magical ward for the building being constructed. It was believed that the sacrifice of a human soul would appease the nature spirits in an area, particularly the river spirits in areas where flooding was common. They were also used to ward castles against assault, fire, and other disasters, both man-made and natural. Origin. Although Hitobashira literally means human pillar, the actual meaning is more complicated. Pillars in Shinto have a long relationship. Kami can be enshrined in pillar-like sacred trees. The oldest shrines were built upon pillars, and Hashira, in addition to meaning pillar, is also used as the Joshushi, Japanese counterword for Kami. The Bashira in Hitobashira refers not to a literal pillar, but actually to this counterword. The human was enshrined in a manner similar to a kami of the building to which he or she was sacrificed, becoming both a literal pillar and a connection to the gods. Very often, small stone memorials were erected in honor of the Hitobashira who were sacrificed to a building. Some still stand today. The religious themed yokai like these are the best. It's like a tragedy wrapped in folklore. Yes! I think so too. I feel like most yokai are a little bit religious based. Like this one. We read this one last time, and it's literally an ST, not an STD. I guess STD, but they call it a sexually transmitted yokai. and basically the Gyochu reproduce in the reproductive organs on Koshin night, which is a holy night, which occurs every 60 days. The Gyochu leave their host and visit the king of hell. And they basically tattletale, telling all of the host's dreams, desires, and sins to Enma, which is the king of hell, who will then inflict his divine wrath on them accordingly. Yes, that's what I'm saying. An STD, that's a yokai, wild. Exactly. But it seems religious based. Like they're saying, be pure on this night. Or it was literally a pinworm though. I don't think pinworms are STDs. Don't quote me on that though, I actually don't know. But anyway. Legends. A few famous castles in Japan are connected to legends of Hitobashira. Maruoka Castle in Fukui Prefecture, which is the old Echizen province, one of the oldest surviving castles in Japan, is said to contain a Hitobashira in the center pillar of the keep. Wagon! Hello, it's so good to see you. How have you been? You couldn't catch a stream for a while, but you're glad to be here tonight. Oh, we are super happy to have you here. Super duper happy. How was everybody's day? For me, my day was pretty good. I woke up feeling not great, but as the day went on, I did feel a lot better. So, yeah. I'm a lot better now. And I hope you had a great day. I hope that your day went very well. We are currently reading about yokai, currently on Hitobashira, which is basically the practice of burying a living human in the foundation of important buildings. Very, very crazy. Felt pretty good all day today? Good. Oh, not my freaking camera disconnecting. 1 second. I lost tracking. There we go. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 And I'm back. Sorry about that. Technical difficulty. But we're good. You have a job interview tomorrow, so hopefully the second job may be locked. Oh, good luck. You're gonna do amazing. I'm gonna be thinking about you all day tomorrow. I hope it goes well. You're gonna get it. Can I ask, what is the job you're applying for? And you don't have to say exactly, you could just be like retail, restaurant, whatever you're comfy with. You love the Hitobashira? Really? Oh wow. I didn't know it was like known. I've never heard this one before. Grind away. Free Christmas music? Yes. It's not even freaking December yet. It's one of the rare ones, I think. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is my first time hearing about it. But I like it. I like it quite a bit. While Maruoka Castle was being constructed, its walls kept collapsing no matter how many times they were repaired. It was decided that a person should be sacrificed and made into a Hitobashira in order to improve the stability of the castle. A poor, one-eyed woman named Oshizu was selected for the honor oh no, of becoming a Hitobashira. As a reward for her sacrifice, she was promised that her son would be made a samurai. After she was sacrificed, the castle was completed. However, before her son could be made a samurai, the castle's lord was transferred to another province, and the promise was left unkept. How dare! How dare! Every year thereafter, the castle's moat overflowed when the heavy spring rains came. The people of Maruoka blamed this on Oshizu's vengeance, and called this rain tears of Oshizu's sorrow. Afterwards, a cenotaph was erected for Oshizu inside the castle grounds to calm her spirit. You know how you can calm her spirit, gosh darn it? Make her son a samurai! That's so crazy. That's so crazy. But dang. This is an interesting practice. I don't think I want to be one of the human pillars. I think I'm good. I can't imagine people, like, willingly. Well, maybe they did. Maybe enough people were like, yeah, sign me up. I'll do it. Different times, for sure. Different mindsets and such. This literally looks like a Pokemon. This is Bruxish's, evil cousin. Shachihoko. Shachihoko. It looks like Basque Legion Loki. Hold on, I gotta look that one up because I don't know that one. Oh my goodness, it literally does. That is crazy. If the colors were pink, this would be its twin for sure. That's crazy. Okay, then now that makes me wonder, is Basque Legion based on Shachihoko? Something to think about. I wonder how it would taste. It would taste like a tiger fish. A fish tiger. I don't know why I imagine it would taste spiky. Putting it on the grill? What? I don't know if I want to eat this. I don't know. This thing looks like it would take us all out. Let us know. Please do. Alright, so Shachihoko translates to fish tiger. Alternate name is Shachi. It inhabits oceans and its diet is carnivorous. Appearance. Shachihoko are fearsome sea monsters. They have the body of a large fish and the head of a tiger. Their broad fins and tails always point toward the heavens, and their dorsal fins have numerous sharp spikes. Shachihoko live in colder northern oceans. They are able to swallow massive amounts of water with a single gulp and hold it in their bellies. They are also able to summon clouds and control the rain. Are you one of Poseidon's children? Interactions. Shachihoko are often found adorning the rooftops of Japanese castles, temples, gates, and samurai residences. They are placed facing each other on opposite ends of a roof. They serve as protector spirits, similar to the oni roof tiles also commonly found on castles. It was believed that in the event of a fire, the Shachihoko could protect the building by summoning rain clouds or by spitting out the massive amounts of water they had previously swallowed. Origin. Shachihoko as an element of construction evolved from shibi, large ornamental roof end tiles. Shibi originated in China during the Jin dynasty and were popularized in Japan during the Nara and Heian periods. During the Sengoku period, when castles rapidly began appearing all over Japan, shibi were reimagined as large fish, and the image of the Shachihoko was popularized. From then on, Shachihoko remained popular elements of Japanese roof construction. Excuse me. I cannot stop yawning. The Shachihoko's origins may go even further back to India. In Hindu mythology, there is a large sea monster named Makara, who is half fish and half beast, sometimes depicted as an elephant, a deer, a crocodile, or another animal. Makara was a powerful protector and servant of various deities. Images of Makara were commonly used in temple architecture, particularly over archways and doorways, or as rainspouts. Japanese versions of Makara tend to resemble the Shachihoko more than they resemble the original Hindu creature. Today, the Japanese word for the orca is shachi, no doubt because of its similarity to this creature. Whoa, so basically, I'm assuming... Sorry, I bumped the mic. I'm assuming the size of an orca is similar to the size of a Shachihoko. That's pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy. I liked this one. This is a big fish. I like it. Okay, so I saw this one down here, and I was curious because why does it kind of look like an avatar? Wait, is that a man? I just realized what it was holding. It was holding a a little baby child that was cut in half, unfortunately. But that was like jump scare. What the heck? But as I was looking at it, I was like, it looks like a avatar, like the blue. Is it wrong for me to call them aliens? Aren't they on a different planet? I think they're aliens. But yeah, they kind of look like that. Ah yes, the classic baby eating. Yes. Yokai tend to do this. I think aliens would be appropriate. Yeah. Navi. That is the word I was looking for. Thank you. Thank you so much. I couldn't for the life of me remember what they were called. Thank you. Thank you, Wagon. Okay. So, it is called Umi Nyobo, which translates to sea wife. Sea wife, sea wife. Habitat is oceans and coastal areas. Diet is carnivorous. Fish and occasionally humans. Yippee. Appearance. Umi Nyobo are dangerous yokai who live in the ocean. They resemble human women, but have many... I've never seen this word before. Piscine? Piscine? Features? Their skin is scaly like a fish, and their fingers and toes are webbed like a waterfowl's and resemble fins. You could tell they seem carnivorous. Yeah. That artwork made it very obvious. Their teeth are sharp and brilliant like a shark's. They are very strong and very dangerous. Behavior. Umi Nyobo spend most of their time in the oceans. However, they are able to survive on land for several days without returning to sea. According to an entry for Umi Nyobo in the Yamato Bonzo, a biology encyclopedia written in 1709, they are unable to speak. However, many folk tales depict Umi Nyobo who are able to speak. Oh, it's scary. I wonder what they would say. Interactions. Folk tales from fishing villages describe Umi Nyobo as fearsome predators who kill and eat humans for pleasure. However, this is not always the case. While they do prey on humans, it appears that they do have a sense of compassion as well, and can occasionally show kindness towards humans. Interesting. Origin. Umi Nyobo originates in the Izumo region of Shimane Prefecture. However, similar stories are found along the Sanriku coast and other coastal regions around Japan. These stories resemble those of other coastal yokai which haunt fishing villages such as Iso-Ona. The Yamato Bonzo's Umi Nyobo most likely refers to a ningyo, or mermaid, instead of this yokai. Umi Nyobo are often thought to be the reincarnated spirits of women who drowned in the sea. They are also sometimes said to be the wives of Umi Bozu. Legends. In Iwate Prefecture, 2 fishermen went out to sea and did not return. Their wives waited and waited for them, and began to worry. Then Umi Nyobo came upon the bodies of the 2 drowned fishermen in the sea. She disguised herself as a human and visited the fishermen's wives. She handed them a package and left. When the wives opened the packages, inside were the severed heads of their drowned husbands. The women screamed in horror, and were so overcome with grief that they threw themselves into the sea and drowned. It is said that afterwards they became Umi Nyobo themselves. That's pretty sad. It's like a tag you're it kind of situation, it feels like. You know? The best known Umi Nyobo story comes from the village of Purui in Shimane Prefecture. An old man was asked by a friend to house sit while he was away. The old man had done this many times and was used to it. However, while half dozing, the man suddenly felt the strange sensation that he was being watched. He awoke and looked towards the window, where for a brief moment he caught a glimpse of a pair of strange and unsettling eyes watching him. The eyes quickly vanished into the night after that. The old man felt suddenly overcome with fear. He hid himself in the closet and held his breath. A moment later, the old man heard somebody enter the house. He slid the closet door open a crack and peeked into the room. He saw a woman with long hair, only her body was covered in scales, and she had webbed hands and feet. He realized that the creature who had been watching him was an Umi Nyobo. The Umi Nyobo was carrying a red-faced, newborn human baby in one arm. The old man watched as she entered the kitchen and began to snoop around. She approached a barrel of pickled fish, which had a heavy stone placed on top of it to keep the lid sealed. While still carrying the human baby, she effortlessly lifted and tossed away the stone with one hand. She grabbed webbed handful after webbed handful of pickled fish and gleefully swallowed them whole. Her sharp teeth glimmered. When she had eaten all of the fish, she bit into the human baby and quickly devoured that too. The old man was paralyzed with fear. He could not look away. The Umi Nyobo finished up all the remaining bits of pickled fish and human baby, then began to scan the house with her fierce eyes.
Where is that old man I saw in here earlier? I really could use something to clean my palate.
The Umi Nyobo scanned the house once more, but saw no sign of the old man. Disappointed, she left the house and vanished into the night. He is so freaking lucky. She knew he was there, but I guess she didn't, care enough to look for him. Thank you for the hydrate reminder. Let me catch up on chat real quick. Except it seems like if you lose the tag game, you lose your organs, if I'm understanding this right. I forgot. Hold on, I forgot. I think it was saying... Okay. Umi Nyobo are often thought to be the reincarnated spirits of women who drowned in the sea. And then one legend said... the Umi Nyobo found two bodies. They were two drowned fishermen in the sea. She disguised herself as a human and visited the fishermen's wives. All she did was hand them a package and leave. But when the wives opened the package and saw, they were so overcome with grief that they threw themselves into the sea and drowned. It is said that afterwards they became Umi Nyobo themselves, so I wonder if it was entirely up to those people, those women. Was it their idea to unalive themselves, or was it an idea planted in their brains by the Umi Nyobo, which is why they turned into Umi Nyobo as well. I wonder. Palate cleanse, I know, right? What the heck? This is why I don't go in the sea. Literally, the ocean is 5% explored, and that's it? there literally could be Umi Nyobo just chilling in there, and we've just never seen them before. I'm not a palate cleanser. No, 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 no. Only 5? Let me fact check myself real quick. I thought it was 5, but I could be extremely wrong. Yep. Only about 5% of the ocean has been explored by humans, while more than 80% remains unmapped and unexplored. That's crazy. That's crazy. I feel like at this point we know more about outer space than we do about the ocean. Like, we know about more planets, I feel, than we do about ocean life. It's very crazy, very crazy. But yeah, this Umi Nyobo, she's very scary. I wouldn't want to see her. She's like, she'll kill you on sight, man. No thanks. I don't want to be eaten. Oh, this one looks cool. Whoa. Kind of look like Toothless, but with teeth. I can fix her. I'm dead. She might turn you into one, though. Kojin translates to shark person. Alternate name is Samebito. Habitat is oceans, particularly the South China Sea. Diet is carnivorous. Appearance. Kojin are aquatic humanoids that closely resemble Ningyo. Unlike the merfolk of Western legends, Asian merfolk are monstrous in appearance. Kojin have black, scaly, shark-like bodies and ugly human-like facial features and arms. Dang, they just called bro ugly. That is crazy. Behavior. Kojin are native to the South China Sea, where they live a life similar to other merfolk. They are well known for their skill at weaving, and they spend much of their lives working on their looms. The sea silk that they weave is of the finest quality and doesn't get wet even in the water. They are very emotional and cry frequently. Mood. Sorry. I get it though. When they cry, pearls or precious gems, by some accounts, fall from their eyes instead of tears. They just like me for real, for real. Oh no. Oh no. I wish when I cry, pearls or gems came out. Actually, no, that sounds very painful. That sounds super painful. And I don't know. Maybe it'd be worth it. Origin. The Kojin is better known in the West by the alternate reading of its kanji, Samebito. This is because of Lafcadio Hearn, who included a story about a Samebito in his book of Japanese folk tales called Shadow Wings. Legends. Long ago, a man named Tawaraya Sorry, I'm struggling to read. Tawaraya Totaro lived on the shore of Lake Biwa. One day, he came across a strange-looking creature crouching near the base of a bridge. It resembled a man. but its body was inky black. It had the face of a demon and the beard of a dragon, and its eyes were like green emeralds. Although Totaro was scared, the green eyes seemed gentle to him, and so he approached the creature. The creature introduced himself as a samebito. He had served as an officer under the 8 great dragon kings in the dragon palace of Ryugu-jo, but was banished from the palace and exiled from the sea due to a small mistake he had made. Since then, he had been wandering, unable to find food or shelter. He begged Totaro for help. Totaro pitied the samebito. He took the samebito back to his home, where he had a small garden with a pond. He told the samebito that he could live there for as long as he wanted, and he could have as much food as he wanted to eat. For 6 months they lived together, and every day Totaro brought the samebito fresh food for a sea creature. Okay, why does this plot sound like Strangers to Lovers? like a BL manga, kind of. I'm sure it's gonna end much different than what I am assuming it will. You might make a lot of money, yeah. I do fear that I would literally go blind though if I cried gems and pearls. I feel like they would mess up my eyesight, like damaging. Alright, during the 7th month, Totaro went to a festival at Miidera, where a great pilgrimage of women had come. There he met a woman of extraordinary beauty and refinement, with skin as white as snow and a voice like a nightingale. Her name was Tamana, and Totaro fell in love with her at first sight. Totaro followed Tamana home and discovered that she lived in the same town in which he had met the samebito. He also learned that she was unmarried and that her family wanted her to marry a man of rank. They demanded, as a betrothal gift, a casket of 10,000 jewels from whoever wished to marry Tamana. Oh no, I feel like I know what's gonna happen. Totaro fell into despair, knowing that even if there were 10,000 jewels in all of Japan, he would never be able to procure them. Though it seemed impossible that he could ever make Tamana his wife, he could not get her lovely face and sweet voice out of his mind. It haunted him so much that he refused to eat or sleep, and became so ill that he could not even lift his head from his pillow. It seemed that he would die of a broken heart. The samebito, whom Totaro had cared for in his time of despair, entered the house to care for Totaro in his last days. Totaro apologized to the samebito, fearing that after his death, the samebito would lose his home and his means of survival, and would die as well. The samebito was so touched by Totaro's compassion that he began to cry. Great tears of blood spilled from his green eyes and down his black cheeks, but by the time they hit the floor, they had hardened into splendid rubies. I can see where this is going, yeah. I don't want it to end bad, but I feel like it might. I hope not. I hope it's a happy ending. At this sight, Totaro instantly found new strength and began to gather the jewels. The samebito, astonished at Totaro's recovery, stopped crying. Of course, the flow of jewels also stopped. Totaro begged the samebito to continue crying until he had 10,000 jewels, but the samebito regretfully replied that he could only weep when he felt true grief in his heart. Seeing that Totaro's sickness was cured, the samebito was filled with nothing but relief, and thus could not cry any more. The samebito suggested that they visit the bridge where they had first met to reminisce, and perhaps he could cry again. Happy ending in a yokai book? Nah. I mean, maybe. I can have high hopes. Hi, Kaylee. How are you? How was your day? It's good to see you again. We're currently reading about yokai. Right now we are on Kojin. As scary as it looks, it's actually pretty sweet. Very kind, very sweet. Well, in this story, I don't know if they're always this sweet. Hope everyone's doing well. I am doing well, thank you. I hope the same for you. Alright, the next day, Totaro and the Samibito visited the bridge. They ate fish and drank wine and watched the setting sun. Seeing the sun set over the sparkling sea, and with a little help from the wine, the Samibito thought about his former life in the sea and his happy days in the Dragon Palace. He was overcome with homesickness and began to weep profusely. A great shower of jewels covered the bridge. Totaro began gathering them up. When he had collected 10,000 jewels, he shouted for joy. At the same moment, a delightful song was heard far away in the sea. Like a cloud, a glorious palace made of coral. The color of the setting sun rose out of the water. The Samebito leaped with joy. He explained to Totaro that the 8 great dragon kings must have granted him amnesty and were calling him back home. He bade his farewell to Totaro, thankful for his kindness and their friendship, and then dove into the sea. Totaro never saw the Samebito again. He brought the casket of 10,000 jewels to Tamana's family and presented them as a betrothal gift. Shortly after, Totaro and Tamana were married. Well, I would say that was as good of an ending as it could have been. Oh, there was a happy ending. I know, right? I wasn't expecting that. As soon as I heard, like, Totaro sprung up with joy after seeing, the Kojin cried jewels. You know, like, I thought Totaro was about to take advantage and, like, torture the Kojin to make him cry. But no, they found a great solution together, and they both had a happy ending. I am so happy the way that this ended. That was great. That was a very good read. I really liked this one. Kojin, you're pretty cool. You're pretty cool. This is so rare to happen. I know, right? I feel like there's rarely ever any happy endings. This was perfect. This was so perfect. I think I'm gonna end on this one. Honestly, it was just so good. Playing Oriana mid, get dipped by Nefiri, FF15, restart game, autofill, top lane, destroy Gragas with Pantheon, be happy and go to bed. Yay! Happy ending for Kaylee too! Yes, yes! Well, I'm glad that you had a good game. Not the skill issue, no. Oriana is super hard, and Nefiri is super gross to play against. I hate Nefiri. You say as you finally got out of Iron 3. Good job! You're gonna be Emerald in no time. I believe in you. You finally got out of Iron 4. Congratulations! Congratulations! We're gonna throw you a party now. What kind of cake do you want? Alright, let me see who is la 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 live. La 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 live. anyways, we are going to raid. Lemon cake, please. Ooh, you like lemon cake. Yummy, yummy. I think we're gonna raid Dewey. Yeah. Because I think it's been a while since I've raided Dewey. Let's see. Okie dokie. Raid Fly Quest. No, 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 no. Give them good luck for Worlds. Oh my gosh. Do you think they're gonna win Worlds this year? Like, do their odds look pretty good or nah? Really? Yes. Ooh. Are you gonna bet on it? Alright. We're not gonna raid. We're not gonna raid Dewey because it says I cannot. You have your money on them or Genji. Ooh. Really happy that you popped in the stream. Oh, I was super happy to see you here. And I can't wait to see you soon in person. Oh my gosh. I feel like it's been so long. It really has been so long though, like for real. Next month. The weekend before Thanksgiving. Yes. You've grown to be so old? What do you mean? Are you a grandma? Oh my gosh. You look like Mbessa without the muscles. I'm done. Let's hit the gym together and we can have muscles, okay? Thank you, Aiden, for posting the raid message. That is the raid message if anyone would like to copy that and paste it when you get over there. And this is the Discord link if anyone would like to join our lovely community Discord. It would be a pleasure to have you. But that is going to be all from me tonight. Thank you all so much for watching. Yeah, Myth, I don't know. We tried to figure out what it was, and we were thinking, what if we just like delete the server and make a new one? And we were like, maybe that's too extreme. Maybe we'll just fix it later. I don't know. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Please have a great rest of your day or night, depending on where you're from. And yeah, I hope that I will see you again next time. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. Bye bye.